All of us here, even though we live far from one another, are of different nationalities, different languages, from different countries, of different climates, from different areas, but we are born here together, born to make parami, spiritual perfections together, building goodness together, building dana, generosity, and building sila, morality, and bhavana, developing the mind together. And now in this year, we have passed by 11 months and 18 days, and in just 13 days, it will be the last day of this year 2022, New Year's Eve. But can we see that each and every year it is like this? New Year means there is something new that arises, and we have our hopes for this coming new year. Like at the end of the year, those working will have the hope that they will get a bonus or get a raise in their wages. Why? Because the labor rates increase each year. They work all through the year and gain some motivation. For Dhamma practitioners, we also have hopes for the year. So we will go through it. Did we get anything better throughout the year? Did we do more dana parami? Were we able to keep more sila parami? Or has the development of our mind with sati, mindfulness, and samadhi, concentration, gotten better than before? Or the lobha, greed that we had, like from last year and going into this year, from the 1st January 2022, did that lobha reduce? And how about anger and ill will? Did it reduce? Restlessness and doubts, not understanding the Dhamma, and the irritated mind, did it reduce? So we evaluate and see how it has been, how the results of the practice has been throughout the year that has passed. We may look at it and see that, we have developed a lot. Or for some people, they have retired since last year, and this year they are determined to do goodness in the last stage of their life, being 60 years old already. This is the last stage of life. They should think that they must do it the best they can and develop the mind to the utmost. So we prepare ourselves. We are not careless, because being 60 years old, now it's a time. The years ahead of us left have lessened. So we are determined. We improve ourselves and we evaluate. How much have we gotten better? And this is our bonus. There is the wage bonus for someone who is working. They have hopes in their livelihood and to support their life. But we have a bonus in Dhamma practice. We may have rapture, have bliss, inner fulfillment of heart arising. We may understand into the Dhamma. Or for some people or monks, they may see clearly into the Dhamma without any more doubts. This does happen. And this is a great reward in this life of ours, coming from our determination to practice. We think that now it's the end of the year, and then next year we'll be determined again, be diligent again, do all our work and activities with mindfulness and with panya, wisdom. Those who have gained success in their work already may share and give charity, donating, giving offerings, but doing it within their own ability, their own means, and up to their faith. They don't harm themselves and don't harm others. Because we need to have the wealth to support our family. We support ourselves, support our family, assisting relatives and siblings, and keeping some aside for times of sickness. And one portion we do dana, make offerings, help society, help those in difficulties, those who lack opportunities, or those who are elderly. We do it according to our ability and strength. As for those who are children growing up, we have to try to be able to be a refuge or a protector for ourselves. Atahi atano nato, Ekho hi natho parosiya. One truly is the protector of oneself. Who else can be one's protector? So we have to be a protector for ourselves. We have to be diligent and determined to learn and to find knowledge. We learn the various arts and knowledges. Even Prince Siddhartha, who would go on to renounce and to attain to be a Samma Sambuddha, becoming rightly self-enlightened, but he studied the 18 various knowledges successfully and with excellent learning. This is because he had built and accumulated lots of barami. His barami was full. So for children and all the students, they need to learn, need to be diligent, and try to train oneself to have knowledge and be able to be a protector for oneself. When you can be a protector for yourself, then you can be a protector for your parents when they get old and elderly, when it is your duty to look after them, to repay them. So here we need effort, diligence, and determination to learn. And in the things that have passed already, we may have been lacking in some ways. Then we progress anew and adjust ourselves anew to be better. For adults, then in our work, we progress and adjust ourselves to be better. Because these days the world is highly competitive. If we don't have skill and no good experience, we may lose our job easily. And if we lose our job, we may experience suffering and difficulties. So we need to have effort and diligence to adjust and improve in our occupation to gain more knowledge and skill. Be good and excellent at it. Be someone who is excellent in our various work or activities. But we must be careful as well. In doing anything, we may make some mistakes, so we just try to fix it. And don't be scared of making mistakes. Some people may have fears arising. Maybe a doctor who performs surgeries, or a doctor who delivers babies. They may do it, and they don't want to make any mistakes, and don't want anyone to blame them. Then they have anxiety and worry arise. This does happen. So we have good intentions. We have metta, goodwill, and karuna, compassion. We think that we will do the best that we can. But it's not doing it by not putting one's heart into it. So we need to keep improving things to get better by stages. And more important is the developing of mindfulness, developing bhavana, the mind. This is very important, and what we are coming here to do. So this laziness, it will pull us, and then nothing is able to progress. In studies, if we are lazy, we will not succeed. If one is lazy in work, one won't be successful. Like the son from a very wealthy family in the Buddha's time. After the parents passed away, they left their son a big inheritance. But he was lazy, did not work, got drunk, watched entertainments, gambled, and then the great wealth that the parents had accumulated for him was all finished. So can you see, this is associating with bad people as friends. It's not good. We have to be careful. We need to have mindfulness and wisdom. Someone lazy like this is someone with no mindfulness and wisdom. One who associates with a bad person as a friend is one with no mindfulness and wisdom. This is associating with fools. So our minds have to be careful to stay within the boundaries of Sila Dhamma, moral conduct and goodness first. For some people, they become rich through wrong livelihood. Then, ultimately, all the wealth is gone and flows away, and they have more problems leading their life. It goes worse off than it was in the beginning. So we may maintain our life to be within Samma Ajiva, right livelihood. When everyone has right livelihood that is correct within the principles of Sila Dhamma, then we have happiness and ease as our foundation. which will then develop our minds to be better and higher. In developing mindfulness, Sila is the foundation. Samadhi is the central core of it. And with mindfulness and Samadhi as the central core, then this progresses to wisdom. And wisdom is the most important. It is needed to have on every level. Even for students, they need to have wisdom in their learning, in knowledge, in controlling over one's studies in order to succeed, by not going out late at night, not watching shows, not gambling, and not associating with bad people as friends. And doing work is the same. When we have wealth already, we need to be careful and maintain it. If we live carelessly, letting the mind go to its desires, lost in living extravagantly, then one day the money our parents gave us can be gone. So we need to try to maintain the wealth our parents have given us, to grow it more, multiply it, and make it prosper more. And more importantly is the development of this mind. We need to have better mindfulness and more samadhi, growing in levels, and this will develop into the arising of wisdom. At the end of this year, we go over what goodness have we done, what good karma have we built, and for the bad things, how much of it have we given up. We need to be determined and diligent in this, giving up bad deeds, cultivating merit, and purifying the mind. This is the heart of the teachings of the Buddha Sasana, the dispensation. And this was given in the time of the Buddha only once. So we sit meditation and we watch the in and out breath. And this is equal to us giving up bad deeds, and we are cultivating merit. And when our minds are peaceful, we contemplate all things as emptiness, and this is equal to purifying our minds. So it is just here, the training in mindfulness, practicing samadhi and wisdom, with Sila as our foundation. This is walking on the path of giving up bad deeds, cultivating merit, and purifying the mind, so that we will know and see the Dhamma. Because the Dhamma is revealing itself already. It's not that it isn't revealed. The state of anicca, impermanence, dukkha, unsatisfactoriness, anatta, not self, is already revealing itself. It's just that our hearts are not open. Our heart doesn't know. Our heart doesn't have wisdom. So we need to build wisdom to arise in our heart by practicing Dhamma. This is important. From the first day of our online sessions till today, or all through the year, we have organized online Dhamma practice. Or every Friday there is the giving of Dhamma and learning Dhamma together. The one who gives and the one who receives, they learn Dhamma together. And when we hear the Dhamma, then we contemplate it, and we can understand the Dhamma in levels, bit by bit. Our faith grows, it brings forth effort, then rapture and samadhi arises. There is a feeling of deep inner contentment in building goodness. We feel proud of this, and this is our refuge. The other refuges, we can still take it as a refuge, but only temporarily. Like this body, the great teacher Venerable Ajahn Chah said, we have to be careful of this body. It's like we are leaning on a rotten tree trunk. We don't know when the tree trunk will collapse. Our life is like that. A venerable elder Arahant monk that had ordained saw that in this world there is nothing that is chief. Old age, sickness and death is the chief, that which we aren't able to go against. But we can try to make our hearts to be outside of birth, above death, outside of happiness, above suffering. What is this? Being outside of causes and above results? Venerable Ajahn Chah said this in a really sharp way, and it means that if we have causes and results, then we have self and I, have me and them. If there is birth, there is death. If there is happiness, there is suffering. So we have to practice to be outside of it, to be above it. This word above is Lokutara, the Dhamma that is above the world. So in this world that we have been born into, all through the year, we have likely received wealth, rank, praise, happiness, loss of wealth, loss of status, blame, suffering. Getting this is Loka Dhamma, the worldly conditions. May we contemplate these things as impermanent, unsatisfactory, and not self, so that it brings up mindfulness and wisdom arises in us. And we redetermine in ourselves that this year is about to end and next year is coming. So what do we have to do? We must try to do more goodness. Being goodness that is habitual, merit that is habitual, good karma that is built. We try to give up the bad deeds, cultivate merit, and build merit and barami. We help each other. We have metta to one another. We have compassion for each other. We help fellow human beings, or any living beings that experience suffering, troubles, and difficulties. When it's like this, then we don't harm each other. We don't do harm in our actions and speech. Then there is santi, peace arising. In our family there is peace arising, and this expands out to our locality, society, our country, has peace arising. And we also need to have respect and reverence, because people are born from causes of different merit and barami, following merit and spiritual qualities that have been built. But however it is, wisdom is something important. Even if we are born with little wisdom, then we need to grow our wisdom, grow our mindfulness, increase our efforts, and be diligent in the world and in the Dhamma. So as we approach the new year, may you all do your best to be firmly established in noble Dhammas, in Sila Dhamma, Samadhi Dhamma, Sati Dhamma, have Metta Dhamma, Karuna Dhamma, have Sati Dhamma, Panya Dhamma. May you all grow in blessings.